Purchased some more tools. Some of these tools were specifically to help remove an O2 sensor from an O2 Camry that I got stuck in the manifold, exhaust manifold. It's the upstream O2 sensor. Bought this grinder wheel, battery powered Hercules to cut it off, so that helped quite easily. I bought a die grinder a few weeks ago thinking maybe I'd need it randomly. I should have bought this instead, but that's just how it goes. I had this propane torch, but I heard I need matte gas, so I went and got the matte gas. I'm not sure if this nozzle is interchangeable. They both say use the proper nozzle, so I'm not really sure what a matte gas required nozzle is, so I'm going to do some research. I also need the nozzle to bend a little bit more towards the tank to actually get a even heat up on the O2, what's remaining of the O2 sensor. So the current torch isn't ideal due to the angle. I went ahead and did purchase a full set of 1/4-inch stubby Wobble Impacts from Pneumatic. I don't find anyone selling these in individual sizes, so I just bit the bullet and bought the whole pack. Approximately $100 to $150 per pack. I did already purchase the magnetic 12-point Sonex 1/4-inch Wobble Sockets. This was a mistake. I meant to get the 6-point non-magnetic, so this is kind of me correcting my mistake finally. And while I was at it, I figured let me get the deep ones too. So this is another $150. So these are pretty pricey, but I like the idea of using the small impacts to kind of get into places, and I'm finding I'm doing a lot more small work than large work. So this is a 18 millimeter 12-point Wobble socket I got from Green Pneumatic. Also, these are not Toyota sizes. I kind of vowed only to work on Toyotas, but the way things go, things don't always go as you plan. So I'm going to be doing some brakes on a Range Rover Sport. It's got some weird bolts. It's got a 21 millimeter 12-point bolt for the caliper brackets, and then 15 millimeter 12-point for the caliper sliding pin bolts. So kind of odd sizes. Also has an 18 millimeter 12-point for a tie rod end that they say you should check for tightness while you're in there. So I went ahead and bought all these sockets. I could have just stayed with the regular size ones. There's plenty of room to work in there, but I don't know why. I just went ahead and bought the Wobble sockets as well. So this is probably something I probably didn't really need to buy and probably won't use, but I do see a lot of people when they're doing the brake videos, they just throw the Wobble socket on there even though they don't need it. So it's kind of nice to have, even if you don't need it. Maybe it will come in handy when I'm doing the brakes. So I'm just getting prepared to make sure I already got some chrome sockets of these sizes, but I figured let me get some impacts as well. They were on the order of approximately $20 each, which is a bit pricey considering I don't really need them, but if I'm actually doing work and they might come in handy, I figured while I was on the website, might as well grab those as well. So potentially excessive, but I'm glad I did just buy the Toyota sizes because, you know, I needed 12-point for these, and I don't have a lot of 12-point sockets. And also I'm thankful for my supply I have from the swap meet, which apparently I already had picked up 12-point sockets of all these sizes I need. So here's the Koken thin wall impact of these same sizes in 12-point, 21, 15, and 18. Again, for the 15, I got 3/8. For the 18 and 21, I got 1/2 inch. So these are the sockets I'll probably actually be using. Like I said, I got chrome ones for hand tools, but I would like to use the impact gun on this job. So I plan to use these Cen Sockets, and if I need the wobblies, I'll break out the gray pneumatics. And if I run out of batteries, I got my chrome sockets to finish the job. So just basically added these 3 sizes, and I already had the chrome, got the thin wall impact, and added the Wobble Impacts as well. So hopefully I'm able to perform that brake job well. So here's a new ratchet I purchased. I kind of vowed not to buy any more ratchets, but once I did the state of the collection and counted them up, I realized that if I just bought 3 more kokens, I will have a majority of koken ratchets, which I would prefer to have. So I was kind of looking at them. I wanted a flex stubby, but those are like $140. I'm really price conscious about these, so I found this long-handled 3/8 for approximately $70 that I thought was a reasonable deal, considering the price of the yen and the price of this flex head stubbies at 140. I don't want them that bad, and I do enjoy a long-handled ratchet. I realize the flex heads get kind of irritating sometimes when you don't really want them. They're very nice when you're fitting into a tight spot and you need them, but if you don't, then I would prefer a non-flex head. So it made sense. I also picked up a 1/4-inch version of this one, but it just hasn't been delivered yet. So that one was also approximately $70 or $80. So I keep my eye out looking for the good prices, and still a huge fan of these koken ratchets and sockets. I think they are the best price in the market right now, highest quality. I'm not typically buying these from Koken USA. I did just buy the sockets today from Koken USA, so those are under full warranty. But a lot of these I get shipped from Japan without the warranty, and that doesn't bother me. Eventually, I'm going to pick up one of these rebuild kits. I have enough ratchets at this point where it probably makes sense just to keep a rebuild kit on hand for when one day, if it does fail, I could just rebuild it myself. I plan not to go too hard on these ratchets either, so I'm not really planning on breaking them. So that kind of wraps it up for the socket and ratchet end of the tool haul video, but I still have a few more items. So here I'm still kind of putting this ratchet away, looking in my drawer, deciding where it goes. I guess at this point I got to reorganize because I'm out of room in the koken drawer. So I'm basically going to make a ratchet drawer like a normal sane person, and reconfigure the toolbox yet again. So the grand finale of this tool haul is for sure this KTC product, Nepros, most expensive wrenches I've ever purchased in my life. Please forgive me for the bad camera work. I didn't realize I let this cardboard flop down the whole time. So it comes with this nice sticker, and these are some kind of mirror OG Nepros double box end 6-point Toyota size ratchet. So you got an 810, 1012, 1214, 1417, 1719, and 2224. So they kind of double up on the sizes. I really like that. I really wanted a high quality 6-point wrench set. I got the gear wrenches, kind of not really satisfied with those. These were definitely out of my price range, but after researching the market and seeing what I really want, I'm not a huge fan of this super high quality chrome, although it is nice. I prefer a matte finish, but I'm just not seeing KTC 6-point wrenches. I would have definitely preferred to buy those. I bought the 12-point ones. When trying to take off my O2 sensor, the 12-point kind of just damaged the fastener, and I can't get it on there anymore. I can only get 6-point sockets and wrenches on. So I'm currently using a 7/8 Craftsman 6-point wrench, but having a little bit of the offset makes it a little bit more difficult. Sometimes this zero offset comes in really handy when you're really putting some torque on a bolt. So very happy with this purchase. I think it was approximately $270. So pretty expensive for some basic wrenches. I know typically it's not a DIY typical purchase, but like I said, I was in the market to treat myself to some nice tools. I've been eyeing these for a while, and very happy with them. The finish on the inside is just amazing. It's like they just spent so much time polishing this part that's just going to get mangled on the fastener. So they're almost too pretty to use, but definitely going to break out the 22 millimeter immediately and throw it on that stucco 2 sensor I have. So kind of gathering some tools to work on that. I'll get my 7/8 6-point wrench. This 6-point wrench and maybe some breaker bars and 6-point 22 millimeter sockets and 7/8 sockets, and get that MAP gas torch. And I got some crayons, so hopefully I can work that fastener off today. Just doing a quick video on these tools first. So here I am kind of looking at the 19 millimeter gear wrench 6-point versus the Nepros. You know, this is kind of the tools I was not satisfied with. Then here's the ones I've upgraded to. My theory on just getting the double box end is, at this point I got so many wrenches, I got so many open faces, and I don't really need more open face wrenches. So rather than getting the combination Nepros, I wanted to get these zero offset. They're kind of long, but they're not extra long. So they're a nice size. I look forward to using them.